Why would you want to walk around and not be seen in that? What would you gain from that?
I don't know, you could sort of go in shops when they shut, so you don't have to go...
How would you get in?
Just get in just before they lock up.
Oh, yeah! How would you get out?
Wait till the morning.
Brilliant.
So hang on. So that's your use of invisibility. Yeah. They found the power of invisibility. You want to sneak into... Never mind. No, hang on. You want to sneak into HMV, right? Wait for 12 hours and then buy something.
I love it.
Just so that you don't have to be in there with other people.
Do you know what? I don't want it. I don't want a power.
Why not?
Because I just don't think it'll do me any good. I think it's more of a hindrance.
I love this. It's like, just think of his presents. We've given you a trip into space, and the chance to be invisible.
Not happy with any of them.
Yeah, what he wants is a voucher for HMV.
Yeah. He just wants some tokens for a record shop. Just going through a few more of these emails. This one is from David. He's in Los Angeles, California, 22 years old. He says he loves the show, but he says, with respect to Karl, never before have I understood so little of what a man says. Virtually everything that Karl talked about was aloof to me. What on earth was he ranting about? Flies and condoms, monkeys and pushing the left button, cavemen and dinosaurs. And that's just some of you... I mean, let's be honest, if you are in America, I mean, firstly, the accent is probably a problem.
But that is the best write-up we've ever had.
Yeah. Flies and... Imagine if you're a new listener, flies and condoms. What on earth does that mean? This one's from Kent Plummer, from Nova Scotia, Canada. He says, Karl, he's wondering if you've got any personal mantras that you could pass along. For instance, he reminds us of Ben Franklin's famous mantra, waste not, want not.
Who said that?
Ben Franklin.
What did he do? What was his job?
Benjamin Franklin was a well-respected American politician from the 1800s. He was a sort of thinker, a philosopher, a scientist, deeply respected. Also a big political figure. He features on the dollar bill or the $10 bill or something. Yeah. So he's one of the great sort of American Enlightenment thinkers. Right. And he came up with the mantra, waste not, want not.
You must know waste not, want not. I mean, that's just...
Do you understand the phrase waste not, want not?
No, not really, no. What does it mean?
You've never heard that?
I think I've heard it, but I don't know. I've never used it. But when someone else said it, I don't know.
Well, in context, I mean, all I'm going to do now is paraphrase that and put some prepositions and stuff in it for you. I can't work out how you can't work out what that means. It's like, don't throw stuff away because you might need it, and therefore... You won't be wanting anything because you didn't throw it away. So
he was a bit of a hoarder.
If you don't waste food, for instance, then
he's a bit of a hoarder.
For God's sake.
No, but I'm just saying, he's a man in power. Is that the best thing he ever said?
No, I'm sure he came up with many, many profound
so why
things.
Is that
he did experiments in electricity and conducting electricity, all sorts.
But that impresses me more, inventing electricity, than someone...
He didn't invent electricity.
Wait a minute! That impressed you more than what?
Just saying, well, it's not, want not. I don't think it's that good. It's not even catchy. What I don't understand is why he was the first person to sort of suggest, look, don't go chucking that out, keep it, you might need it later.
He wasn't the first person.
Say that again? That is brilliant. Why hasn't that catch on? That is amazing you've just come up with there. That's poetry. How would you word it?
I'd just say, whoa, don't be chucking that out, you might need that later.
Don't be chucking that out, you might need that later. Karl Pilkington.
Whereas some argue that waste not, want not is perhaps a little bit more pithy, a little bit more...
We should go through great sayings and phrases and say if he can...
Well, firstly, does he know what they mean? And then secondly, can he improve them?
That would be brilliant.
We'll make an effort to do that next time.
All right, let's see. Okay, Winston Churchill. Never have so few done so much for so many. What do you think of that? Do you know what that means?
So he's saying...
Well, it's with regard to the Battle of Britain and the pilots that gave their lives.
Yeah, I'd just be annoyed if I was one of them who gave a lot for a few or whatever, right?
No, gave a lot for so many. If you were one of those few that gave so much for so many, i.e., he means these few good men, their actions freed the world. They freed the world. They have an impact on every person in the world, and they were few brave men, and that's what he's saying.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if I was one of them men who gave up his life, right, I'd want a name check. I don't want to be bungled in with everyone else who is saying a load of blokes gave up their lives, well done and that, see you later.
That's brilliant.
Did you just say bungled in?
Bungled in.
He made up a word.
I want to be bungled in.
You made up a word. See, that's it, you see. We've been looking for it. That's original. That's Karl Pilkington. I don't want to be bungled in.
Email here, Rick, from a man I know you're going to look forward to meeting one day. Paul, the party animal parker. I imagine he had a wild Christmas.
Oh,
imagine the fun he got up to.
He's sitting now in sunglasses with his mum giving him some soup because he's partied too hard.
And I'll tell you this, I wish I was around there for New Year. Imagine what he's going to get up to.
If he recovers in time, it's going to be mental. What's he about?
Anyway, Paul, the party animal parker, he sent in a fact. That seems to be his thing now. He sends in facts he thinks might be of interest to us. The kiss that is given by the bride to the groom at the end of the wedding ceremony originates from the earliest times when the couple would actually make love for the first time under the eyes of half the village. Wow. Now, a couple of questions straight away. Firstly, this is almost like a Karl fact.
Yeah.
Because there's no specific time or place. It was earliest times.
Earliest times.
I don't know whether that means the wedding ceremony in this country, in America, in Africa, who knows?
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, it's a little bit vague. But this is the thing that struck me. Actually make love for the first time under the eyes of half the village. And you wonder why it's only half the village. Was it like, were they raffling off tickets?
Yeah, the winners.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
You come see two people getting it on. The rest of you, no, it was tickets only. It's cordoned off.
It started off, and then a few of them got bored. Once you've seen one stroke, you've seen them all. Yeah, that's about as good as it gets. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if there's any truth. But what about that, Karl? How would you feel with that if you had to?
At what point does that happen? Is that like, they go, like, I do. Get your knickers off.
Well, presumably, if it's the origins of the kiss, you may kiss the bride. The old vicar used to say, as they were jumping over the broomstick, he used to go, right, give her one.
Yeah.
And then
you may nod the bride. Don't know how quick the lovemaking has to be, whether you've got to get in and out, boom, and then, you know what I mean? Because people are hungry, they want to eat, they want to have a disco. Or whether they can go on for hours and people are just eating, chatting.
I'll tell you what, Sting's wedding must have
been a lot of
affair, wasn't it? The guests was bringing in their own
brought sleeping bags. Thermos flasks.
The Ricky Gervais Show on Guardian Unlimited.
Right, do you know we've chatted about charities before, haven't we?
Sure.
We've done a lot of stuff on that, right? Just coming back from Manchester, right? Got off the train at Euston.
Yeah.
Right? Off the train, walking through the busy bit and stuff. There's this fella stood there, right? Good charity worker.
Yeah.
Right? Nice looking fella. He's got his suit on, the tie and everything, quite respectable and that, right? Look down at his bucket. All the money's been put in the bucket and that,
yeah.
Right? On the front of the bucket, right? He says, "Collected for the homeless at Christmas." Now, why can't they do that?
What, the homeless?
The homeless people. Why is some fella taking his time out, right, his own time where he could be at home? Why?
Some of us have got homes to go to.
Yeah. Why? Do you know what I mean?
What do you think? Just give them the buckets?
Well, what are the homeless people doing whilst he's doing that? Is what I'm saying. What have they got on the timetable?
Cut out the middleman. Cut out the middleman. Give all the homeless a bucket with homeless written on it.
For Christmas.
Yeah. No admin.
No.
Just keep everything you get, mate.
You think of that?
It's a brilliant idea.
What would prevent a homeless person and an entrepreneurial homeless person just getting a bucket and writing that on there themselves?
Could I suggest something? Hunger, some drug addiction, traumas, often mental illness. Just possibly too depressed to get up, put a suit on and go to Euston Station with a nice bucket with some writing on it.
And then, right, I was thinking about that, right? And I was walking down the street in London with Suzanne. Saw a little homeless. Well, I didn't see the homeless bloke, right? I saw a leg,
right,
sticking out of a doorway. Thought, here we go, right? Walked past it, right? You're not going to believe this.
Go on.
Homeless.
Yeah.
Chinese fella. I've never seen one of them. No, I'm not having a go, right? But have you seen... do you know what I mean? That was a shock.
I really don't think I have. I think he's got me there. I hate to say it, but I must say I can't remember ever seeing a homeless Chinese person. No.
No, I suppose you're right. Thinking about it.
Weird, isn't it? What I actually said, I was walked past and I said to Suzanne, did you see that? She went, what? I said, just look back there. She said, what? I said, that homeless fellow, look back at him. She said, what? I said, he's Chinese. And she said, yeah, good point.
Good point. Of course she did.
She said that to shut you up.
She didn't want to get into a conversation with you. Oh,
And what's
God.
the point, really? What exactly is your point?
No, it's just that we were chatting about homeless and that, and I saw that, and I just thought, I just found it a bit odd.
Right. Well, if you are perhaps based in America or Australia, Canada, have you ever seen a Chinese homeless person? This doesn't count to any listeners in China, but anywhere else, have you ever seen a Chinese homeless person? Podcast at rickygervais.com. If you have, maybe you've got a picture you can send us as well. But this is what we're looking for now. We're looking for how many Chinese homeless people can we find by, let's say, 2006. January 2006, January 1st. How many Chinese homeless people have you seen? Rick, it's that time again. It's what the whole world is waiting for now.
Is it Monkey News?
It is Monkey News. Please perform live the jingle.
Why'd you say that?
Oh, we've got a few people saying, oh, is that a pre-recorded jingle? Yeah, like anything's pre-recorded.
No, it's different every
we've got
week.
that technology.
I'll give it a big one, shall I?
Give it.
Oh, chimpanzee, that monkey news, you.
There we go.
Right then, well, got an email from John. If you've got any monkey news going on in your area,
Just let us know. Podcast at rickygervais.com.
Oh, God, amazing!
just bung it on email. And this one's sent in from John. Don't know where he is. But do you know, like, they're running out of TV ideas and that?
They're running out of TV ideas.
Well, they've done a lot of stuff. I mean, if you had to come up with a TV idea now, you struggle, don't you? Because every idea you come up with, it's kind of been done on it.
Sure. Okay.
Right? It's like inventions and that. Right?
They're not getting monkeys to come up with TV ideas, are they?
Well, no, right? But there's a TV channel in Moscow, right? And I think they had a bit of bad luck or something, a lot of redundancies and that, right? And whoever was in charge of it got a bit mental and got rid of loads of people, right?
Yeah.
And they come in the next day and they were like, right, we're ready to go live and that. And someone comes running in with a clipboard saying, we haven't got any people left, right, to present.
That's such nonsense.
Right, but I tell you what. Right, okay, carry on.
So he goes, what?
If just one employee turns out to be Simeon and is doing a good job, I'm never doing this radio show again.
So this TV channel, he's having a lot of problems and that. They've got to go live, right? He's like, what am I going to do? Anyway, for some reason, right, there was a chimp knocking about.
For some reason, that's the key piece of information.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Imagine
Anyway.
if that was in a film. And I go, well, I can't see where this plot go. Well, he's just there. He's just there.
So anyway, so he sort of says, get it in a suit, right?
Why?
So, because they're running out of ideas, the clock's ticking, they've got to go live with something.
What do you mean? What he's
Is it a
presenting?
news programme?
He's presenting.
Listen, it's a chat show. I'm not...
They can't
Again,
talk.
don't have a go at me, have a go at John who sent this in.
Right,
and
be
this
quiet, let's hear it. Let's hear it again.
So anyway, so like I say, so going live, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, what have you? Chimp sat down on the chair. He was like, look, let's just get through tonight's show and worry about this tomorrow, right?
What are you talking about?
Look.
So they put a chimp in a suit. What was that handmade or were the sleeves a bit short on him? You idiot, think!
So anyway, it's sat there, right? And they're going, right, here we go. Good luck, everyone, right?
Yeah.
Chimp's there.
What programme is
It's
this?
a chat show.
Whose chat show is it?
Well, it's the monkeys.
I like the fact that
It's
they...
the monkeys now, is it? Did say?
I like the fact that they put the chimp in a suit. It's like, no one's going to take this chat show seriously if he's not dressed up, if he's not smart.
Slovenly, look at that slovenly ape.
So anyway, let's get to the point of it and that, right? So anyway, so they go on, right? It's all going.
Didn't
brilliantly.
happen. There's no way this happened.
Here's a fundamental question. How was the chimp asking questions?
Not that sure about that bit, but all I've got is the stuff that was on the news site for this. Like I say,
But it's rubbish.
Yeah, but I'll give you some facts. I've told you, there's a TV channel in Moscow that's having problems, right? I've explained that.
No, it's this rubbish.
They've got rid of the presenters, the monkey sat there, right? Don't worry about it anyway, I'm telling you, it goes all right.
It goes okay, in case you're worried, Rick.
He's sat there, right?
Absolute
He gets
shit.
to the first break, they're like, can't believe it, right? You know, viewing figures and that, they're loving it, right?
What? No, what? How did they know the viewing figures in the break?
Please do not interrupt the news.
What did the chimp do in the first half?
They had a big guest on that week. And
what did he do? Just talk to himself?
They walked off.
So Cher comes on,
I'm
yeah.
not sure, but say if it is Cher, right?
No.
Right, the main gaffer is like going, oh, Cher's going to go mental. That was right for putting
Say it is. No, it is Cher. In his mind, it's Cher sitting there talking to a chimp in a suit.
So anyway,
and they're filming it for Moscow TV, and the ratings are going through the roof.
Presumably there's a translator, because Cher doesn't speak either Russian or chimp.
She comes off, right, and the bloke who's in charge is like, she's going to go mad. She's going to go mad here. She walks up, she goes, I love that. She said that's one of the best interviews, right? So anyway, we decided, right, it went so well, kept him on. He's still there.
I love the fact that Cher was an idea that Steve threw up, and now she's going, I love that, I love that, I love that, Jim, get me back there. I want to go to Moscow, never mind. Unbelievable.
Don't have a go at me, have a go at John, but, you know, if you've got any monkey news, send it in.
Podcast at rickygervais.com.
From the creators of The Office, Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant. Extras, the first series, now on DVD.
Who are you?
Nobody.
What's that? Who?
Nobody.
That's right. Nobody. And who am I? So the Starsky Hutch, I can never remember.
You are guaranteed an Oscar if you play a mentor.
I've just written a sitcom, but I wonder if you could give it to anyone you know.
Is there any nudity in it?
Well, could be.
Men or women?
Either. Well, just women.
I will make it so.
A painfully funny double disc. Extras on DVD now.
Thanks for listening. Happy New Year, particularly to our friends at Positive Internet.
Oh, those guys have a wild
They
time.
host this podcast and they do a brilliant job. Happy New Year to everyone around the world, and in particular, those guys at Positive Internet.
And also, Paul Party Animal Parker have a blinding New Year, because I imagine it's going to be crazy.
You don't need to say it to
your
him.
mum's age.
I'm insulted that you have to tell him that, because there's no way you need to tell him that. He's going to have a blinding New Year, so don't waste your breath, Steve.
That's all from me, Steve Merchant. We've got Ricky Gervais here, and of course, Karl Pilkington.
The Ricky Gervais Show on Guardian Unlimited.
Pablo Picasso once stated, "We all know that art is not truth. Art is a lie that makes us realise truth." From painting and poetry to symphonies and sculpture, the arts bring beauty and illumination to some, confusion and frustration to others. But what is art? The idea of a work of art created by an artist did not truly exist before the Renaissance. And what value do the arts still have? Do they still make us realise the truth, or are they increasingly rarefied and obsolete in this digital, disposable age? With me to discuss the wide spectrum of the arts are Stephen Merchant, graduate of the University of Warwick and award-winning writer.
Thank you so much for having me.
And Karl Pilkington, a man with no qualifications, very little education, but who is now known the world over as a man with a head like a fucking orange.
All right.
Well, I suppose if I can pick up on something from your introduction, Ricky, you posed the question, in a sense, what is art? It's a very broad term.
It's a very difficult one as well. I think the earliest people to ponder it were the Greeks, and I think they thought that art was, and its point was to try and emulate as close as possible the beauty of nature. So they knew art was a sort of, a quest for beauty, and I suppose they thought nature was pretty perfect in its aesthetic. And so the point of an artist was to try and tap into that
Well, let me throw that question over to Karl Pilkington.
What do you want to know?
Well, we were just trying to clarify what art is. Ricky's just referring back to the Greeks.
It's just something for your eyes to look at.
Right,
It's just a change from the norm, isn't it? I mean, that's why I think most people have it. But then the problem is, I'd never buy a piece of art. I don't see the point in buying something because I know that my eyes will get bored of it eventually.
Right.
So it's better to keep it in a museum, like a lot of places. You know, a lot of museums keep the stuff. They rotate it because people get sick of looking at it. They shift the art around, don't they? People go, I'm sick of that now. They move it around the world, let someone else's eyes look at it.
Well, that's more to get everyone the chance to see it, as opposed to the people who looked at it once and now sick of it.
Oh, not the shitty Mona Lisa again. If
No,
I
but
have to
how
stare
many
at
times
that
can you
little
look at the
bitch.
same thing? I think there's a snobbery with art. I think people do go,
Well, I
have you
think
seen
that-
the new one at the Louvre?
Well, I think there should be a snobbery with art.
Why?
Because the world is full of idiots, and just because there's not safety in numbers with art, I think you should be a complete fascist when you're creating a work of art. I don't think it is open to utilitarian or democratic referendum.
You end up with the X Factor winner that way.
No, but that pleases the masses. That's what I'm saying. When there was a painting knocking about when I was a kid, right? Art is to me, it's filling a gap that would otherwise have an out in it.
But you're obsessed with the functionality of things. This is all you're ever obsessed with. What's its function? Things always need to get you from A to Z in some way. And art's not about that.
Have you got much art in your house?
Yes. Because it gives me pleasure, and I don't get tired of it. I don't get bored.
Do you look at it every day?
Well, it's there, isn't it? It just adds
but other things
a
are
pleasure
there.
to
Dust
it.
is there, but
Surprisingly, I've not compared
I think
art
I've
to dust as often as I perhaps should. But the thing about, and this is, I think, maybe intriguing to you, Damien Hirst, of course, is more of a conceptual artist like Tracy Emin, and a lot of what contemporary art does is followed on from a guy called Marcel Duchamp, who I'm sure you're familiar with. Now, he famously took a gentleman's white urinal like you'd find in a pub toilet, and he put it on its side, and he signed it with a fake name, and he put it in an art gallery. Now, he did that in about 1917, perhaps a bit later.
it just annoys me because there'll be snobby people who haven't got a clue, and they're looking at that and they go, oh yeah, I see what he's trying to say.
Well, that might make them think. They might.
Damien Hirst, I don't feel angry with Damien Hirst really, because he's getting away with it.
But why does that annoy you?
Because it's people falling into the trap. Damien Hirst, before he dies, I bet he goes, what a laugh that was. I had everyone on.
That's a very good point as well, because some people think that the greatest art form of the last 100 years is marketing. Some people say that that is his art, that it's not good enough to do it. You've got to then get away with it. And if the point of art is to inflame, I don't think anything inflames people more than the discussion about whether something's art, or if someone's taking the piss, or if someone gets 50 million for something, do they deserve it? Is it worth a hospital?
Well, what do you think? What do you think of the shark in the tank?
I think I was blown away by it. I thought I'd never seen anything like it before.
It was sort of spectacular because it is so huge and so vast, and to have put a shark, in formaldehyde and to have hung it in an art gallery, it's very striking when you see it.
Yeah,
it's
it
a
is.
remarkable achievement.
Is he an artist or a fishmonger? What he's done, anyone could have done what he did.
Yes, but not everyone did it. He did it. This is an interesting point that you raise. It's the same old point you always raise. Not anyone could have done it. That's always the same point you make. Anyone could have done it. But they didn't do it.
You can say the same about Michelangelo. Is he an artist or a painter or a decorator?
Well, it hasn't caught on, has it? Like the crying boy photograph. No one's having them in their house. No one's gone, have you seen this? Have you seen the new trend, the shark in a tank? No one's got the room, no one wants it. And that, to me, shows you what's popular. At the end of the day, if everyone wants one, he's got to be good, hasn't it?
But I think if people were given a chance to appreciate more sophisticated things, then they would. And I just think that's true in all walks of life. It's an acquired taste, and the best things are an acquired taste. They really are.
Well,
if all you eat is processed cheese and white bread, you get a taste for it. But if you try something that's, in my opinion, better than that, then, you'll leave that behind.
That's pretty rich coming from you.
I know, I love a bit of cheddar, don't I? I'm mother's pride.
Yeah. Whereas if you were to be offered perhaps some calamari, your reaction would be...
Squid, get it out of my face.
Sure. Yeah, but I take your point, Rick. Thanks.
Calamari was an artist, by the way.
I mean, I haven't got pictures in our flat because of that mirrored wall I've got.
Yeah.
Right?
It'll be fun now. Now we humiliated him. Don't give him the prize. Give him someone else.
Well, it's on TV tonight anyway on ITV.
No, well
just
done,
watch
Francis. Thank you for listening, and well done for spotting who Carl was trying to.
And whatever girl you fancy at school, ask her out. Say, come back to my place, watch The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
She'll love it, and you'll be guaranteed a share.
Why do you assume he was at school?
I don't know, because his spelling is terrible. Although I'm looking at Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a very badly put together email. I just assumed he was a kid.
Right.
Well, if he is a kid now and he's going through formative years, he's probably really. I never dreamt it was a kid.
Really?
I feel a bit bad now.
Well, you thought it was a sort of 25-year-old loser, even more pathetic in a way.
Yeah, and now I'm worried that you've embarrassed an adolescent live on one of the biggest radio stations in the building. It's not even the biggest radio station in the building. I can't believe that. It's the smallest radio station in this building.
Right, now we've done that, right? Are we doing a proper competition?
Yeah.
Setting up the old
Rockbusters, your favourite, isn't it?
Well, let's play a tune before. I don't think I can face that straight away.
We've also got That Song Sounds Alright, haven't we? Another new feature.
That song sounds good.
Can I just say before we play a record that we've had an email from Dickie Anderson.
Dickers!
Anderson.
Dickster, you Dicky Ducky Dido, are ya?
If you're a new listener, then you won't have come across Richard before, but
he loves the show.
He's our biggest fan.
He's a bit of a, and he loves the show. He tapes it and listens back to it 4 or 5 times.
But the great thing about him is he's not afraid to offer a bit of constructive criticism.
What's he said?
All I'm going to say to you is he said, is it true that companies are now getting rid of hold music and are instead using your show to irritate their customers while they're waiting on the phone? I don't know. We're trying to look into that, Dickie, but thanks for that.
I Need Direction, Teenage Fan Club on XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
Do keep your suggestions coming in for roles that you'd like to see Karl playing in future editions of that quiz.
This is the most popular comedy we've ever done.
Has it got a name yet? Have we come up with a name?
Holly wouldn't.
Okay, brilliant. Well, anyway, we had some suggestions. Neil Wilson in Bedford, he suggested he'd like to see you, Karl, playing the role of Clyde the Monkey in Every Which Way But Loose.
That'd be great.
And also an excellent suggestion from Lee Gridley in Essex. The obvious role for you is, of course, Dustin Hoffman as Rain Man.
I said that, didn't I?
That's perfect.
That'd be great. Just imagine going, okay, you remember, bet 2 for good, remember, yeah. Well, you've lost again, yeah. That'd be fantastic.
I'm worried that I don't know, it's a bit of a stretch, Karl. Can you play someone who's that clever? Yeah.
I want to do Elephant Man.
Okay.
Why, what sort of ideas you got for Elephant Man?
Well, I don't know whether I'd be him or like the Doctor.
What would you say if you were the Doctor?
Just like, how you do that? You know what I mean?
How do you do that?
Yeah. Ooh, can you seen your head?
Or he goes, I'm not an animal. And you go, well, judging by your head you are.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump?
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
It's loads, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll keep them coming in. That's brilliant.
So,
the competitions don't stop there, sadly.
No.
Rockbusters.
Oh, God.
Right, how about, we've got this other thing, right, this other music thing. How about we make that part of it?
How many competitions have you got?
No, well, this is what I'm thinking, right, because we can, if you're not happy with Rockbusters, if we add a little bit to it, and they love the bit I've added, then we can slowly fade it out without them knowing.
That's it, do 2 of your Rockbusters and one of these.
Right.
I think surprises, Karl.
They're the prizes.
Well, let's do the prizes.
Let you go through them then.
Yeah.
Alright, what have we got here?
Let's speed this up because I'm dropping off now. I think it's either warm in here or this isn't the most stimulating conversation we've ever had.
Okay, first thing, there's a CD here. It's tracks that were sampled by various artists, including Jay-Z, Happy Mondays and so on. It's the original versions. That might be quite good fun.
Sure.
I Love You. We see it's a number of love songs.
Yeah.
You've got Blue featuring Elton John on there.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Nat King Cole.
Yeah.
Some great stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Retro Dance Masters. That's another CD. Dance tracks, obviously, on there. Oh, it's still knocking about. The Best Air Guitar Volume 2.
Sure.
Rubbish. This is quite good though. It's Paul Whitehouse's TV show Happiness. That's the first series on DVD. We've also got Stephen Polyakoff's The Lost Prince. You can have that in your collection. Probably never watch it, but it might look like you are slightly classy and arty. And
Is it subtitles?
the best one-hit wonders album in the world ever. You got stuff on there like Nena, 99 Red Balloons, and M's Pop Music. So not that bad a selection actually this week. He's cut out some of the chaff.
Yeah, okay.
So
right, here we go. Rockbusters.
Rockbusters, first one. We'll do two of these, and I'll play something in a minute. Right, first one. The Australian picks two blokes.
What?
The Australian picks two blokes.
The Australian picks two blokes.
The initial?
Yeah, the initial E, right? And the second one, that builder's a
I've
bit...
got that already. It's annoying.
that builder is a bit cute.
He's a bit cute.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's BT.
BT?
BT.
That builder's a bit cute.
Yeah. And the Australian picks two blokes, E. And then what I'm going to do now is play some sound effects that make up a song, and you've got to guess what the song is.
Go on then,
right?
just do it and then show me something.
Here we go. There you go. So what song's that?
Yeah.
Sort of an XFM type
Okay,
song.
well, that's great.
So
Email
the
only.
first, I should just clarify that the first two are band names or artist names, but that's the title of the track that we want now.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
It's so confusing. No one's ever going to figure this out.
They will, though. They will.
They'll do it.
Ricky.gervais@xfm.com.
Hey, listen, we've got the best fans in the world, Steve. Remember that. Remember that. Without them, we ain't nothing.
Yeah.
So, good luck to you.
Do you want to pick a track, Steve?
I'd love to.
I want to wear some monkey magic. I want to wear some chimpanzee that. I want to wear some aping around.
We've got that still to come.
Oh, I can't believe it. We've got Rockbusters. That film sounds good. We've got, look at him up in Hollywood. And we've got like, monkey me, monkey you. We got Gibbon on the horn.
Jesse Mailing, this is a great track.
Coldplay, Clocks on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, and Karl Pilkington. Right, give me some monkey magic, Karl.
Hang on, we better do the jingle, ain't you?
Oh, chimpanzee that!
Right, you'll like this one. What I've found is found out like a lot of monkeys' names. Like that's how I found out about Oliver.
Yeah.
What do you mean you found out a lot of monkeys' names?
Well, there's a lot of monkeys out there, and you think they're just called Monkey and what have you, but they're all given names, right? So this one that I found about, bit of a weird name anyway. It's actually called Crap. Its name, right? And
so they're not born with those names. It's not like their parents give them those names. You know, they're just chimp. Yeah.
But this one, right? And
it's called Crap.
Yeah, I know. Right, but do you know what it's famous for?
What crap?
Yeah.
No. Is it involved with this show?
It's the first monkey to have its name tattooed on its head.
Yeah, again, I will say not by choice. There is no way that a chimp would go down to Camden Lock and go, are you a registered tattooist? I am, yes. Yeah, it's the cleanest, yeah. Go, okay,
Can I have a look through your book?
Can I have a look through your book? I'm looking for something quite gothic, but I'd like, what's your name? Crap. Oh, I'm not sure I can do that because you're not drunk, are you? I haven't had a drink. I haven't had a drink. I've had some Mbongo, and that's all. But no. What are you talking about? The first monkey to have its name tattooed on its head. What are you talking about?
There's got to
Karl?
be more information. Don't tell me you're leaving it there. There's got to be more information.
That was it, and then I read it thinking, well, that's weird because that means there's loads of monkeys with tattoos on their head. If that's the first one.
No, it could be still the only one.
First and only.
Yeah, but would they report that?
What do you mean, would they report it? This isn't the Washington Post you're reading. This is mentalists who do websites about themselves every day.
What? There's got to be a third
Why is
act
that
to
news?
story.
Why is that news? How did you come across that?
Well,
First nut monkey with tattoo head. I mean, what are you talking about?
But why did it have its name tattooed on its head?
It didn't say that. I mean, yeah, I know, it's mad. But it didn't say why.
Was that enough for you, though? Did you feel satisfied having read that? Did you not have other
I mean,
questions?
there's no way that is in the Guinness Book of Records. There's no way that is cited in the Guinness Book of
I
Records.
just read it as like, what a weird name for a monkey. And then, you won't have that on your head.
What would be a good name for a monkey?
I don't know, anything but that, really.
Yeah.
Dave.
Ted. But what do you think of that then?
Well, I don't know what to think about it, because I don't know what you're telling me. I don't know that that's news, I don't know that it's true. I mean, I don't know where to start with that. Is that all you found? You found something about a monkey?
I'll tell you, right, when I was searching for stuff on monkeys, right?
Yeah.
I was searching around like I always do, finding information, right?
Yeah.
And found out, are you aware of the Iceman?
The Iceman?
Yeah.
Go on.
Right, and to me the monkey thing was more...
What's the Iceman? The man that was found in the ice.
So you're aware
a
of
Neanderthal man.
Right, yeah. Ricky, do you
Not
know
a
about
monkey,
the Iceman? No, I know, but I just was looking at like info.
Right.
The 5,000-year-old fella who was preserved in a glacier. That one?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you find that more fascinating than the monkey?
Well, I know that it's true.
Yeah, it's true, but do you find it more fascinating?
Well, simply because it's true, I find it more fascinating. I can't act on some... if someone... anything that's true is more fascinating.
But, you see, what I get from the monkey thing, you go, oh, I wonder if it was happy about that. And
but you accept it straight away. You accept that is true and interesting, and I don't know what that is. I mean, to me, it sounds like a bit of cruelty towards animals.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if that's true, it's disgusting to tattoo a monkey's head. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't do it. If a monkey, if they reported that a monkey went in and got a tattoo and chose it itself and then was riding a Harley Davidson down Canberra, I'd go, that is incredible. But I'd really want to see it on the news, and it mustn't be anywhere near the 1st of April. You know what I mean?
I think you've just blown next week's.
Letter to Hermione, David Bowie off Space Oddity album, XFM 104.9. See, I don't know where. I thought you'd sort of learned a little bit, Carl, what is an interesting fact and what might just be a mentalist online. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what point we're making here? Why the truth is so much more fun? Even a little bit, even something that's just, mild, but is definitely the truth, is so much more interesting than just wish fulfillment of truth. To me, if it starts with there was this ghost, right, it's not interesting. You could say anything. There was this ghost that could turn custard into wine. Doesn't matter. There was this ghost that had 9 heads. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There was this
Carl's looking at you going, there's a ghost that can turn custard into wine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say after that. There's a ghost that can swallow alligators whole. The premise means it's not true to me. Do you know what I mean? It's like people say, you know what, God, right, he's incredible, I'll stop you there. The fact that you can make it in 7 days, well, you've lost me already. Do you know what I mean? Whereas someone says something like, a cockroach can live 5 days without a head, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Right.
Do you think when you die, they say, you're a ghost, this is going to amaze you. You can go and you can spook people out.
Yeah.
Do you like custard? Come over here.
No. Well, if you don't, you don't. Do you like wine? Of course I do. Oh, you are going to love it.
You're going to love me.
You're going to love it.
I've lost all my loved ones.
Yeah. Do you see what I mean? It's what your sort of beliefs are based on. Mine are sort of on, I suppose, logic and science. But I'm amazed by the world and.
So the Iceman, why does that amaze you? What's like? Ooh.
Well, they found some part of our preserved past. It's interesting. Again, I'm amazed by anthropology and evolution.
Yeah. It's just that line on its own like that, they found an Iceman is great, but then it went on, and it's going on about, they've had to get different people involved to find out how old it was. Because first of all, the story started off, right, an old fellow on holiday somewhere, where did they find it, in Sweden or something? And he was walking in the hills, and...
He was walking?
In the hills.
In heels? Was he a transvestite?
In the mountains.
Oh, right.
In the hills.
Yeah. So he's walking about, and he sees this body in the snow, and he thinks, oh. So he calls the police up, and they come and have a look, and he goes, oh yeah, it's probably a murder. So then they dig it up and find out he's got hold of a spear in his hand.
Right, and he's dressed like Fred Flintstone, and they realise it's probably not a recent murder.
Right.
His knuckles are crunching on the floor. He's a Neanderthal man. They think, hang on, Karl Pilkington.
But when they found out, hang on, it's an old thing.
It's an old thing!
Can it? If it was a murder recent, then you'd go, hang on, how did this happen? Who does he belong to?
Yeah.
But the chances are whoever murdered him is also dead.
5,000 years ago, probably, yeah.
So leave it. Just bury it.
I don't think it's a murder investigation.
No, but they are.
It's not Quincy going, this was before my time.
It's not a murder investigation.
Yeah, just one thing bothers me, sir. Just one final thing. My wife loves you, but this guy.
That's how they were
Why
treated.
would he have a spear and a leopard skin? I just can't. I can't get over this.
What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
What are you saying? Right, shut up everybody. What are you saying? You've got one chance now. You've got to ask me a question and I will answer it the best way. But what are you saying? What is your question?
Right, he probably spent a load of money.
That's not a question. That's not a question.
Well, let me tell you what I'm saying, right? They're probably spending a load of money finding out stuff about this fella who died. And even if he wasn't murdered, he'd be dead by now anyway. So get over it, right? 3,000 years ago, he died, right? So then they start messing about with it, saying, well, how did he die? Well, it doesn't matter. It was ages ago. Then they start digging his belly open, seeing last meal that he ate.
Yeah.
Oh, he ate seeds and leaves. Well, no surprise, really. There's now else around. Again, spending more money. Someone's been paid money to sort that out. Then they bury him, and then said, hang on a minute, are you sure that he died by, like, a spear? Let's dig him up again. So they dig him up again, and find some splinter or something.
I don't believe they buried him.
They did. Well, in some sort of fancy coffin so everyone can see him. But for me, that is more wasteful than sorting out something that's, like someone who's ill. Sort something out,
Sorry, it's not either or. They didn't put a doctor out of surgery.
Exactly. It's not an old man in a bed in a car or something.
Yeah, they go, Dave, what are you doing? I'm just giving this bloke a stat clear. No, look, we found an old fella in a skit. Okay, you take over. It's not either or, Carl. What are you talking about? It's scientific research.
But don't you see why this is fascinating? It gives us an insight into how we lived 3,000, 5,000 years ago. That's an incredible historical document.
What if it was your equivalent? What if it was like the Carl of the time, and there's people, ghosts now, feel like going, oh God, I don't believe it. They dug up Carl. They think we're all like that. Oh no, they're going into his brain now. They're looking at how his brain works. We're going to get such a bad rep. Oh dear.
Each to their own, if you like it. I just thought it was a bit of
a waste of money.
A little bit of a waste.
Yeah, okay.
But there you go. Anyway, we'll give out the answers to Rockbusters next.
If we must.
Yeah.
It sometimes stuns me. Sometimes I'm taken aback. Do you know what I mean?
But what worries me is if one day aliens do visit.
I'd love
and
that.
they come down, yeah. But what worries me is they might what if they bump into you? What if they bump into you and they think that you represent mankind?
And they go up and they start another planet.
They say, we'll ask you 3 questions, and if you answer them correctly, we will not blow up your planet.
Yeah.
We'd be doomed.
It depends.
It depends. Well, they ask, don't they? What if they said, right, Carl, what's the weirdest thing ever found in China?
I'll say hairy Chinese kid.
And they go, right,
okay, interesting.
Too, all right.
What don't you see anymore?
What do you see an old Perker doing?
Don't see an old fella eating a Twix.
Yeah, and they say, what if they asked you, what's across the road from you when you're washing up?
Well, there's 3 things. Do you just want one of them?
No,
yeah.
What or 3?
Not all 3. There was a Chinese kid dancing about in his underpants.
Yeah.
There was a bouncer every night getting ready to go to work. And the third one, the old woman reading a book, the same book.
And they go, right, your planet's saved. See,
back in the ship.
Yeah.
They are a superior race.
Answers nearly done. Let's play Rockbusters.
Alright. First one was the Australian picks 2 blokes. The initial was E. The answer there, Eminem. Eminem. Alright. The second one, that builder is a bit cute. The initials there were BT. That was Bonnie Tyler. And then we introduced a new bit to the show. That song sounds alright. These were the effects you heard. and that was Prodigy, Smack My Bitch Up.
Who are you punching then?
And could I just say, no animal was harmed in the taping of that effect.
There you go.
No.
Right, so have you got a winner?
Yes, Rob Preston from Croydon. He has got all 3 correct, and he wins a selection
bag
of shite. Exactly. So good luck. Enjoy that, Rob.
If you can.
Yeah.
Sell it. Record and Tape Exchange within 40 minutes of receiving it. I imagine one good album that he likes. Bob Dylan on the tracks for all this bag of shite, please. Should we play a record?
Absolutely. Can I just ask now, what are we thinking with Rockbusters? Are we sticking with this, or because I really thought we'd cancelled it?
What about that format we've just done, where there's like 2?
This is another off-air discussion, I think.
Well,
I just feel the listeners should be able to contribute.
They do.
Yeah.
They phone in and say the show's rubbish. Move on. Can we experiment on Karl? I'm a doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to tattoo on
Would he
Karl's
like a
head.
tattoo? Yeah. Oh dear.
Karl, have you got any tattoos? Have you ever thought about that? Any kind of piercings?
don't like the idea. Don't mess with your body and that.
Okay.
He doesn't like the human body. He's scared of it.
But I told you, didn't I, about me uncle Tattoo Stan. We've talked about that, haven't we?
Yeah. Tattoo Stan. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got loads, and I think now he sort of, looks in the mirror and think, oh, what have I done?
Yeah.
But then again,
So do you?
I was telling Ricky before about someone who had a tattoo. It's a bit horrible, really, isn't it?
I don't know. I can't remember.
The skin thing.
Oh God, yeah.
You're not going to tell us it?
Again, I'm hoping it's not true because it's from Karl, but it's pretty disgusting. But unfortunately, because there's no paranormal or animals acting like humans involved, I think it might be true. It's a fellow who kept his dad's tattoo.
Yeah, he just sort of, when his dad passed away, he got the skin off and put it in a frame.
Who'd you ask to do that?
Oh man, alive.
Ash's to Ash's. Sorry. Before we bury it, you don't.
Before we cremate, and I've got a Stanley knife.
Do you do any other services? Like what, my son? I'll just pop some of it in a jar for me. I'm sorry. How do you? I mean,
I bought this clip frame from IKEA.
Yeah.
You just slip that between
$4.99.
Yeah.
I
I imagine your father is a man who's probably appalled by the idea of tattoos, earrings, things like that. I imagine he's quite an old school gent.
He's never sort of said anything, but...
If you came back with an earring, what would he have said when you were a youngster?
I never saw him that much as a kid, so I don't think he'd have noticed. My mum would have said, what have you done that for?
Yeah.
Our kid had a tattoo and an earring.
Sorry, is this the one that borrowed a tank from the army to go and get a packet of fags?
Yeah.
Wow, there you go.
We must tell that story again next week. For those that are fairly new listeners, that's got to seem tantalising.
Yeah.
Your brother once drove a tank down to the local shops to buy some cigarettes. Absolutely true.
Yeah.
It's an extraordinary story.
But that's it.
It was that other auntie you told me about in the week. Not Auntie Nora, the one that farted for 5 minutes, but there was another auntie you talked about. How many aunties have you
I
got?
haven't really got another auntie. I've got my brother,
Yeah.
who I haven't seen in ages.
Yeah.
My sister I haven't seen for about 12 years. Then I saw her again, and then she got fed up because I said...
Oh, you have a new kid and you went with all the same. I've seen one, I've seen them all.
Yeah,
Why is she saying that to his sister?
Your sister, you haven't seen her for how long?
I hadn't seen her for about 12 years, and then for some reason I met her in a car park in Wales.
Right.
And
It's incredible, isn't it?
For some reason.
Yeah.
and she got in the back of the car and she said, "Oh, I want to show you something, right?" And she got this picture out and said, "Look at that." And it was one of my new nieces and nephews.
It was
You can't tell, can
her
you,
daughter
or
or her son?
Yeah. And she said, "Look at that." And so, and I sort of said, "Well, there's no point showing it me. All babies look the same."
There's no point in showing it me. It just takes 2 seconds of your life to go, oh, lovely.
Right.
That's all you have to do.
If it was a first,
Yeah.
I'd say, I'd show a bit of interest, even though.
Do you think the not what you wore for her, second kid, third kid?
Sixth kid. I think even she should be bored of looking at pictures of babies.
Kind of a woman is she? And can I get her phone number? Play a tune. Have we got? Is it? Have we got a rap on that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I forgot to bring in a song for the ladies this week, so I thought I'd play a song for people who enjoy the work of Deep Purple. Run. Here's Deep Purple. See you next week. Bye.
Chilly weather, why not put on a cardigan? That was the Cardigans. And for what it's worth, a lovely tune there.
that's a joy. We should definitely talk like that more.
XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, alright?
Alright.
Yeah? Well, we got a jam-packed show today. We got so many features. We got more features than Carl's got on his face. Which is about the same as Morph.
Yeah.
Very few. It's just really a head, isn't it? A little...
That's where I've seen him before.
More.
On Take Heart.
Yeah.